The journalist said, well, you probably don't know it, but the automobile industry is a very buttoned up place. Very sophisticated suits, starched shirts, cufflinks. Is it going to be okay for the executives at the Ford Motor Company in the world headquarters to wear a sport coat and slacks tomorrow? So rubbed my chin and very decisively I said, yes. Next day, 3-inch headlines in the Detroit News. Culture change has already begun at Ford.
You'll rarely see Alan Mullaly in a suit. True to his Kansas roots, he's casual, an engineer known for designing jets, a father famous for raising his kids with weekly family business plan review meetings. He's also the non-traditional CEO who piloted a flying American icon and later stepped up to the challenge of saving a sinking one.
Well, I grew up in Lawrence, Kansas. Pretty modest means, but a lot of love from our parents. I've always liked art, and I liked airplanes and cars and things that moved, and then that led me to physics.
He carried that love of physics through engineering school at the University of Kansas, and in 1969, he started a career at the Boeing Company, working on the 707, 727, 737, and most every other jet that starts and ends with a 7. He'd spent more than 35 years there, working his way up to president of Boeing Commercial Airplanes.
Commercial airplanes are just magical. The compelling vision for a commercial airplane is to help get people together around the world, because when we do, then people find out we have more in common than we're different.
At Boeing, Mullaly developed a leadership philosophy he called working together. Some of the key components seem taken from an engineer's handbook. Others break entirely from standard corporate practice. Combined, working together helped him make Boeing the foremost aircraft company in the U.S.
As a CEO, I never thought I would leave Boeing. And then one day I get a call from Bill Ford. I'm going, Bill Ford, the great-grandson of Henry Ford? I mean, he changed the world and opened the highways to all mankind.
Franklin Institute medalist Henry Ford founded the Ford Motor Company in 1903. By 2006, the American icon was in trouble, facing a loss of $17 billion. And Bill Ford wanted Mullaly to help save it.
So here I am with my working together watch on, working together on my watch. And I'm reading these quotes from Henry Ford. And one of his most famous quotes is, coming together is a beginning. Staying together is progress. Working together is success. Well, now I'm crying.
Mullaly accepted. Ford had a new CEO.
I land in Detroit, and the Ford people pick me up in a Land Rover. And I'm going, note to self, I just left Boeing to go to Ford, and I'm riding along in a Land Rover.
But when he arrived, he realized that he wasn't alone. Not one of the executive cars in the garage was a Ford. For Mullaly, this was the first indicator that Ford had problems. Mullaly employed working together to change the existing corporate culture and promoted a unified vision for success he called One Ford. He famously mortgaged all of Ford's assets, borrowing $23.6 billion, and saw to a sweeping restructure. Ford's profits grew steadily over the years, and then, in 2009, disaster hit.
But this is not a normal economic downturn.
Now, with our economy absolutely on its
past
back.
year, our auto industry has shed over 400,000 jobs.
The country is in total crisis, as is our industry at the moment.
Auto giants like Chrysler and GM had fallen to the financial crisis, rescued by massive taxpayer-funded bailouts. In just 3 years, Mullaly's Ford, the company with the $17 billion record loss in 2006, was so solvent it didn't take a dime.
Because there's just nothing neater in the world than talented people working together to do something for the greater good in our world.